In modern life, proper food storage is an important factor not only to preserve flavor, but also to protect the health of the whole family. However, not everyone realizes that storing certain types of food in the refrigerator, which seems like a safe habit, actually carries unexpected risks and may even increase the likelihood of serious diseases such as cancer. Today, we will explore 5 common types of food that you should absolutely not keep in the refrigerator, along with the scientific reasons behind this advice. First, let's talk about potatoes. Perhaps many of us are too familiar with putting potatoes in the refrigerator to extend their shelf life. But in reality, this is a serious mistake. When potatoes are stored at low temperatures, the starch inside begins to convert into sugar. This not only changes the taste, potatoes become sweet and powdery in texture, but also leads to a more dangerous consequence. When you cook these converted potatoes at high temperatures, such as frying or baking, the sugar molecules and amino acids combine to form acrylamide. This is a chemical compound that many recent studies have shown may increase the risk of cancer in humans. Therefore, experts recommend keeping potatoes in a dry, cool place, avoiding direct sunlight, but absolutely not in the refrigerator. Next is the onion, an indispensable ingredient in Vietnamese meals. Many people believe that the refrigerator is the ideal place to prevent onions from rotting or sprouting. However, the high humidity in the refrigerator is actually the cause that makes onions easily become soft, mushy, and even sprout faster. Especially when onions sprout, they not only lose their natural flavor, but also pose the risk of producing substances that are harmful to health. Onions are best kept in a dry, cool place and away from direct sunlight. A mesh basket placed in a corner of the kitchen where it is not too hot is a perfect choice to help onions stay fresh longer and be safe for health. Tomatoes are the next type of fruit that you should not store in the refrigerator. The cold temperature directly affects the cellular structure of the tomatoes, causing them to become mushy and lose their characteristic flavor. Moreover, when the cellular structure is damaged, tomatoes spoil faster, reducing their nutritional value and even posing a risk of producing harmful substances if stored for a long time. It is best to keep tomatoes at room temperature, avoid direct sunlight, and only put them in the refrigerator when they are overripe and need to be kept for an extra day or two before use. Bananas, a popular and nutritious fruit, are also on this list. When you put bananas in the refrigerator, the low temperature causes the peel to turn black quickly and significantly slows down the natural ripening process. Moreover, the flavor and texture of the bananas are affected, making them less tasty than when fresh. Especially if the bananas are bruised or damaged due to improper storage, unhealthy compounds may also form. Therefore, keep bananas at room temperature and only store them in the refrigerator once they are fully ripe or if you want to preserve them for a short time. Finally, a type of food that seems harmless but is significantly affected when stored improperly is coffee. Coffee has a strong ability to absorb moisture and odors from the surrounding environment. When kept in the refrigerator, coffee not only loses its distinctive flavor, but also easily deteriorates due to absorbing moisture and the smells of other foods. This reduces its quality and even increases the risk of forming unwanted substances during brewing. The best solution is to store coffee in an airtight container, placed in a dry and well-ventilated area, avoiding direct sunlight. The latest findings from nutrition and health experts have emphasized that proper food preservation not only helps retain nutritional value and flavor, but also reduces the risk of exposure to harmful chemical compounds, protecting the body from dangerous diseases such as cancer. Acrylamide in potatoes, toxic substances produced when onions sprout, or when tomatoes spoil, are clear examples showing that a seemingly harmless habit can have serious consequences if not adjusted in time. So, be a wise consumer. Don't let your refrigerator become a place that kills nutrition and poses health risks just because of improper storage habits. Remember, potatoes, onions, tomatoes, bananas, and coffee are 5 types of food that should not be kept in the refrigerator. Instead, choose appropriate storage places to preserve the full flavor, nutritional value, and safety for your whole family. Changing small habits in the kitchen not only makes meals more delicious, but is also a practical action to protect long-term health. Let's share this knowledge with family and friends to jointly build a healthier and safer life, starting right from the beloved kitchen of each family. In the modern context, as life moves faster and faster, proper food storage not only helps save time, but also contributes to maintaining meal quality and protecting health. Many people have the habit of putting everything in the refrigerator, thinking that low temperatures will slow down spoilage, but in reality, for certain types of food, this actually causes them to deteriorate faster or even produce harmful compounds for health. First, let's understand why potatoes should not be stored in the refrigerator. Potatoes are tubers rich in starch, and when exposed to low temperatures, this starch converts into sugar. When you cook or fry potatoes that have been stored cold, the sugar combines with amino acids to create acrylamide, a compound that can cause cancer. Additionally, potatoes kept in the fridge tend to become soft, change in texture, lose their natural sweetness, and characteristic nutty flavor. To best preserve potatoes, place them in a dark, dry, well-ventilated area, avoiding direct sunlight to prevent sprouting of green shoots that contain the toxic solanine. Next is onions. When onions are stored in the refrigerator, the moisture in the cold environment makes them soft, moldy, and even accelerates decay. Onions also absorb odors from other foods, altering their flavor. Keeping onions at room temperature in a cool, dry place helps maintain their crispness, distinctive flavor, and prevents bacterial or mold growth. If you have cut an onion, wrap it tightly and use it up quickly. Tomatoes, a common fruit in Vietnamese meals, should also not be refrigerated. Low temperatures break down the cell structure of tomatoes, making them mushy, losing their natural aroma and reducing nutrient content. Especially, unripe green tomatoes will not ripen further if refrigerated and will lose nutrients. Place tomatoes in a cool, ventilated spot away from direct sunlight to allow natural ripening and preserve their sweet, fresh taste. Bananas are very sensitive to low temperatures. When stored in the fridge, their peel turns black while the flesh inside becomes soft, losing sweetness and characteristic aroma. Bananas should be kept at room temperature in a dry place, and if you want them to ripen faster, you can place them together with apples or tomatoes. Finally, coffee. Storing coffee in the refrigerator does not extend its shelf life, but causes the beans or grounds to absorb moisture and odors from other foods, losing their inherent aroma. Cold temperatures also cause coffee oils to congeal, affecting the bitterness and richness of each cup. Instead of refrigerating, store coffee in an airtight container in a cool, dry place away from direct sunlight. Overall, food storage is not just about space and temperature, but also a journey to preserve quality, flavor, and safety for health. Small changes in habits, such as choosing the right place for food, avoiding direct sunlight, maintaining proper humidity, and using airtight containers when necessary, will have a significant impact on the quality of your meals and your family's health. Additionally, always pay attention to food expiration dates. Regularly check and discard expired or spoiled items. This not only helps prevent poisoning risks, but also reduces waste and saves living costs. Especially people with weak immune systems, such as children, the elderly, and pregnant women, need extra protection through fresh food and proper storage. Moreover, take advantage of traditional storage tips like using paper bags, coarse cloth, or specialized containers to separate different types of food, prevent bacterial spread, and preserve flavor. If ideal storage conditions are not available, prioritize buying just enough to use, avoiding excessive stockpiling, especially for perishable foods. Proper storage also contributes to improving quality of life. A delicious meal comes not only from fresh ingredients, but also from the feeling of safety and peace of mind when enjoying it. Every small decision in storage brings great value to health, helping prevent digestive diseases, cardiovascular problems, and even cancer caused by exposure to harmful substances from improperly stored food. Remember, the refrigerator is a powerful helper, but not the only solution for all types of food. Taking time to learn the characteristics of each food, consulting nutrition experts, and applying this knowledge in practice is the best way to protect your health and that of your loved ones. Changing food storage habits is also part of a green lifestyle, reducing waste and minimizing negative environmental impacts. When food is stored properly, you maximize nutritional use, reduce food waste, thereby saving expenses and protecting the living environment. Thus, we see that food storage is not just a kitchen skill, but also a responsibility for health and the environment. When everyone is aware and follows proper storage principles, you will clearly feel the difference in meal quality, family satisfaction, and peace of mind in daily food choices. Therefore, start changing today. Don't let improper storage habits affect your family's health and happiness. Cherish every ingredient, store it properly, and enjoy delicious, nutritious meals every day. Your health and that of your loved ones is the most precious asset in life.